Hi, I'm Sue Boo, bringing crafting to you, and today I'm going to show you how to make this lovely treat box or stocking filler. So you open it up with your ribbon and you have got plenty of room in here. Now what I suggest, treat size of the flake and the twirl. What did I say? I'm just looking back to what my flake and twirl. You can have a curly whirly in there, and you can fit a crunchy in there as well. That's one lot of things that you can fit in there, or you can fit flake, crunchy, no, two chomps, fudge, crunchy and twirl, or a curly whirly, fudge, chomp, two chomps and flake. So they fit nicely in there. I don't put them in till Christmas. I just make my boxes up, and then the chomp, then I will put them in. But I've got the Cadbury's treat size is 14 in, so you can get 3 boxes out of one of those there. So without further ado, let's get on. So you'll need a piece of card that is 8 1/4 by 11 3/4. It's our standard A5, but I did ask somebody, said, well, that's no good to me because they got the American sizes. So I've now say what our A4 is. Okay, so let me get this right now. So first of all, we are going to score on the 8 1/4 side. We are going to score, let me put it the right way, so let me get my instructions so we can see. Right, I'm going to move over here a bit more so you can see me. Right, I'm going to take out my blade so I don't mess up and cut, because I've moved my blade position and I'm bound to do that. Okay, so we're going to score at 7/8 of an inch. So the first one on the 8 1/4 side, we're going to score at 7/8 of an inch. Okay, and then let me just move my trimmer so you can see the top part. Then we're going to score that. Let's make sure I did get that. Yeah. Then we're going to score at 3 7/8. So that's 3 7/8. I'll line that up. 3 7/8. So I'm working with Blackberry Bliss. It is a dark colour, apologies for that. 4 3/4. So we've got 4 3/4. And then 7 3/4. So I'm just going to extend my arm and we'll go to 7 3/4. Okay, now we're going to turn it onto the 11 3/4 side, and we're going to again score that at 7/8. So I've got that 7/8. So just match that up at 7/8. And then 5 7/8. 5 and get that in there. 5 7/8. And 6 3/4. So that's 6 3/4. Okay. There we go. Now I think I will move my trimmer out of the way, and we're going to bring in my scissors. Right, so I am going to cut before I actually burnish my score lines, just because it will make it easier for me to see the score lines with and so hopefully I'll cut it straight. So you want to start with your narrow side just there. So you've got your narrow side and your other side is a wider score. That's your 7/8 score there. This is probably 1/2 inch. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do the template, and so I'm going to cut up the first score line. So you've got the score line along the bottom, and I'm going to cut up that first score line to, so coming in to one, that narrow bit I've just cut up there, and I'm going to turn it onto one side, and the next bit along I'm just going to wedge that. Okay, miter it. Okay, and I'm going to go along and miter the other bit, and then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to cut with my trimmer all the way down to there. I just find that when you want the straight edges, if you put your cut it with your blade, you get a nice straight edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up that, see if you can see it, I'm going to line up the score line so that it's center of my track, and then I'm going to cut all the way to where I've just mitered that edge bit. So you'll see in a minute. So I'm just going to put that in. So I've got to get that in the center of my, as central as I possibly can. So I'm looking at that score line, centering it as much as I can, and then I'm going to take my blade, cut it up to the second score line. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So it's got one score line going across the second one. I've cut it up to the second one, and that hopefully will then, just need to just cut down the wedge, it's come off there, so that you have got a piece like that now and a nice straight edge there. Right, now I'm going to put it back in, and I'm going to, again, the next score line along, so we're looking the next score line along, I'm going to center that one again in my track, so get it in absolute center as I can. And I'm going to go down as far as the second score line only. So make sure you've got that absolutely straight in your track. I'm just going to lift up again, make sure that's centered. Yeah. And I'm going to take that down to the second. So that's the first score line, taking it to the second. And how I'm looking at that is that this part on my blade, can you see that little nick, that lines up with this second score line. Okay, now I'm going to take it, and I won't bother with my trimmer anymore because I wanted to get the nice straight edges on this bit. Okay, so now I'm going to just cut away this one here. So if you can see, I'm just going to cut that away, and this is fine to just cut with your scissors. I mean, you can cut that other bit with your scissors, that's not an issue, but I like absolutely straight edges when I'm doing work. So I've cut away that piece there, so it's got two score lines, so I've cut through those. And you'll see that there is another score line, so I'm turning it this way, and I'm going to cut down to the first score line. So I'm cutting down the score line to that first score line, and then I'm going to wedge or mitre, whatever you like to call it, on either side. So I'm just going to take that out and then do this down here, and then I'm going to come to this score line and cut down as far as that first score line, and again I'm just going to wedge that and then do the same at the other side. Okay, now I'm going to fold both of these two tabs out of the way, and I'm going to cut excuse me, going to cut down this score line now. There we go. That's why I love our scissors, because they're sharp right to the very end. So we're going to get rid of that. Now don't throw these scraps away, because you can always cut out die cut with things like this, and that's big enough to cut a piece out for something. So don't throw those pieces away. I always use those. So put those flaps back up. I'm now going to turn it to the bottom, and I'm going to cut up the score line to the first score line. Do the same on the next one, and I'm going to wedge that tab again and that tab again, and then I'm going to cut up this one, the first score line, and again just wedge that little bit and that little bit. So I don't know whether I get it all on. Not getting it all on I? Let's show you on this one. So that might be a little bit easier. So that's the template that you need to go to. So hopefully you can see that. Right, it's a bit difficult with the dark. Sorry. Right, now what have I done with my bone folder? There it is. So now I'm going to make sure that when I fold this over, so I'm doing the first fold line now, going to make sure that this marries up and is square with the bottom, and then I'm going to burnish it, and again I'm going to make sure that that is square and then burnish it. Okay, and then bring the bottom, and I'll fold all these tabs up now and then burnish those along the bottom. Okay, and then the side. So we're just folding all on our score lines now and burnishing them, just keeping your box square when you do it. There we go, and the last one I've got here. Now I think it's better to have it flat to decorate it. Okay, so let me turn it over so I can tell you what I've got. So this is Blackberry Bliss, and I'm actually layering it with Berry Burst. This is one of the colours that and blue, and I've got Lost Lagoon paper. So all of these colours go together. We have something called a colour coach, and it tells you which colours go with what. So I'm now going to place these with equal increments, and this measures, so this is 4 7/8 by 2 7/8, and you want 3 of these pieces. And separate them. Come on, 3 of these pieces. That's it. So we're going to do that down there So it's interesting colours. So we'll say these are what Stampin' Up says goes together. So I'm never worked with these three colours before. So Lost Lagoon has come back in. So I thought, well, I've got some paper, some foil paper that I've had quite a while, never used. So I thought this would be brilliant. Okay, so again, giving those equal increments all the way round. And then we've got one piece that is 5/8 by, I'm just going to double check on that, but I think I'm right in this one. It's 5/8 by 2 3/4, but I am going to check. No, it is 2 7/8 by, oh, I looked at DSP, didn't I? 2 7/8 by 3/4. Yes, I looked at the DSP and not at the cardstock, there one. Now you don't have to do these two layers. You could just put your DSP on. So if you were just putting DSP on, these are the sizes of my card that I would be putting on. Okay, and then I've got two pieces that measure 3/4 by 4 7/8. I've got two of those, and they're gonna go on these wide bits down here. So I'm liking the Blackberry Bliss with the Berry Burst. It's looking nice. So you want two of those, and you can see the wider parts to put them on. So, there we go. Move that along a little bit and put those on there like that. Can't get the unequal increments. Okay, there. Okay, now we'll mount the DSP on. So the DSP, you want one piece that is 2 3/4 by 5/8. And this is gonna sit on the top here. With doing the card layers, it makes the box really substantial. Okay, make sure this is, now you want three pieces that measure 2 oh no, sorry, did I say 2 7/8 for that one? Apologies, I meant 2 3/4 for this one. You do want a 2 7/8, but that's for the inside piece. So apologies if I said that. So that piece there is 2 3/4 by 5 7/8. These are 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. So you want three of those. And I have actually wrote inside, so I know which are the pieces. It's just stopping the inside from being bulky, but it's looking nice when you lift it up. So bear in mind, if you are using directional paper, mine's not really directional. It doesn't matter which way you put it. It's the same anyway. Let's do... That's it, yeah, the third one. Let's put the third one up here. So, let's see. So it won't matter me putting this one on which way, because it will be right when it falls over the lid. But if you've got directional paper, just be careful of that. You'll need to put that one on upside down so that when it goes round, it will be the right way, but just double check it. If I'm in doubt, I always kind of do that to make sure it's the right way up. So do that. Then you want 2 pieces that measure 5/8 wide by 4 3/4. So these are going to go down your sides. Thinking I'm quite liking it. It's making it pop, the berry burst underneath. Quite liking it. Never worked, as I say, I've never worked with these colours before, but they are all in colours, so they might have bought some more foil paper out that's Lost Lagoon as well. There might be something there. But as I say, I've had this a while and I thought, well, it is a bit Christmassy. Foil paper tends to be Christmassy, doesn't it? Right, so I'm going to turn it over. So this is how it would look if you didn't have the berry burst. So I've put inside so I know. So this one is 2 7/8 by 4 7/8. So this, you could just do this paper completely and just have that narrow border round, and the 2 7/8 by 3/4. This is the one that goes inside like this. Let's do it that way round. Don't really matter. And I'm just making equal increments there. Okay, right. So now what we're going to do is fold this in, and then we're going to put glue. Now you could use tear and tape, you could use red liner tape. I'm choosing to use wet glue. It gives you that bit more wiggle room. So line this up. You can do it either way. Just line it up, give it a good press so that it holds that together. Right, just while I'm just waiting. No, I'm all right. I think I will go ahead. Right, so now let me just tuck these flaps, bend that. It's just because I'm doing the bottom of the box and I want something to stick there. That seems fine. Right, so I want to take the back, sorry, no, before I do those, I want the 2 tabs coming in, and I'm going to put glue on my 2 tabs. And then make sure it's your flap that's on your back that's come to bring that forward. Okay, and then I put glue on my tab, my one that's going to come forward, on the tab that's going to come forward, and that's going to come forward, so that then gives the front of the box, you've got the fold there. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my bone folder. Now make sure your box is square. My boxes, should have left it a little bit longer. Okay, but what I do is I go in with my bone folder and make sure that that's there. Okay, I'm just going to sit my box now, just make sure that it's all right. Make sure it's square. That's true. Just making sure. Yeah, happy with that. Yeah, lovely. So I'm just going to put that on one side. That'll finish drying, and then bring in what I'm starting to make. So I've cut out a booty. in some of the DSP paper that will coordinate with my other cardstock. Oh dear, honestly. And I've actually this is from the Sweet Little Stocking, and I've actually cut the pieces out of fuzzy felt. So I think it was in clearance, and whether they're still in clearance, I think there was white in it, because I did end up with some white, and I think that's where I got it from. But there was some fuzzy felt in clearance that I bought. It might still be there, and so I've just used the white to give it some dimension with the stocking. And I'm going to, with the little stocking as well, there is this lovely little holly die. So I've cut this out in Granny Apple Green. Going to stick that just on there, and it's got the berries. You could put some gems on top if you've got any red gems. Can I just put that there? Just put it on one side a bit more. There we go. So I thought that was rather sweet. And there is this, I don't know whether it's called Country something. I haven't got that set, but what I've got is the Hippo Happiness, and it's got this these 3 dies in them that you can make tags with and all sorts. So I've run that through with silver card, and I have embossed it. Right, now you've got to be careful when you put in your dimensionals on the back. We've got to leave a space in the middle, so do not put any dimensionals in the middle, because your ribbon has got to go through there. Now I'm at the end of my dimensionals, so I'm going to use my scissors to do some cutting, but I want my old scissors because I don't like getting the sticky on my best scissors. So I'm just gonna go in and cut some. So just gonna leave the bit for the ribbon. I'll just put a couple there, that'll be fine. The ribbon. Okay, now I just at the end of, and it might still be in clearance, I got this Berry Burst ribbon, and I thought, oh, I've never used it. So out it comes, because I've got the Berry Burst cardstock going off there. Let's just get rid of that. So let's get into this, because it's beautiful ribbon, this. It's I don't know whether it's silver or pinky colour that it's got round the edge, but it's lovely. And so it was so cheap in clearance. As I say, it might still be there, but I thought this is perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap that round a minute, leave that there, and centre it roughly. Gonna take my dimensionals off, backings off should I say, and we're going to pop that. So we're going to make sure that the ribbon can go on there. So we want the ribbon going round there, top, there we go. So it'll be around there roughly. And so I'm going to put it roughly in the middle-ish. There we go, and commit to that. So I've got my berry burst ribbon going off there. Bring in my stocking. But before I do that, I have got these sprigs that Wishes and Wonders it was called, but any sprig that you can get. I've actually used Old Olive, so hoping that it looks all right, because I think Old Olive is supposed to be, it's very close to Granny Apple Green, and that's supposed to be one of the colours. So, and I'm just going to put those at coming out of the top and the bottom, just to give it a bit of something. Okay, and that I'm going to get my minis and put some minis on the back of here in the middle. Let's put round. So this was some old Celebration paper, but it's got the colours in, so we're going for it. Use anything that you've got. There's some stunning papers that's in the current catalogue that I really love, but I've got so many DSP papers, I really can't justify having any more. So I'm going to put the boot at the top there, and then I've already got a little Merry Christmas, and so any little Merry Christmases, or you could do a bigger one if you want. This is perfect size, and I've got a little punch that punches this out. I think it was called Everyday Label, so I'm just going to pop that roughly down there, and I did that with Berry Burst to tie it all in. So let's put some of our selection in so you can see. So I'm going to put, let's have a look, what am I going to put in the Curly Wurly? A flake, let's put Curly Wurly, a flake, a fudge, two chunks and a fudge. So I'm going to put a fudge and 2 chunks in there, and then just fold that down, fold that over, bring it round. What have I picked up there? Some sticky. Just bring out the Berry Burst. Just put it in the position you want it, so you can tie it up. And then I'm going to go in. Perhaps that's a little bit too much. So let's see. Yeah, I'm going to take that a little bit out. Keep pulling it. So turn it on its side. And then I'm going to tie a bow down the side. So it's beautiful ribbon, as I say. There was something called Everything is Rosy, and it had the ribbon in the Night of Navy with this edging as well, that's looks like Blushing Bride. So okay, I don't want to tighten my ribbon too much, but I'm just going to show you that. I'm going to give myself a bit more ribbon. I'm not going to cut it off because I like to, as I say, put the chocolate in at the very end. So I will take this out, the boxes will just sit, I will put them in something, and then they'll be ready. I've left this one so that I can keep, I'll just leave the ribbon, just tie this up for the moment, and I'll untie it again. So you get the idea, nice bow on the outside there. So I hope you like it. I would tighten the ribbon up as I say, I don't want to do that just yet, but I just think they're rather nice Christmas gifts. Let me put it back. So you could use them as stocking fillers. It will, of course, go properly when I tighten the ribbon, but I don't want to do that because I will just save these now. I'll make some more and save them. And you could put it in a nice bag with a bow on the outside, and you tag, make, as I say, lovely stocking fillers. Thank you very much for watching. Do appreciate it. Hope you like them. Please give me a thumbs up, share my videos so I can get out there, and do hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay well. Bye for now.